I think we are live now. Hi everyone, this is Aditya Sharma, co-founder and CEO of High Counselor, and with me I have my co-host Kinsley. How are you
Hello.
doing, Kinsley?
Hi, how are you?
Doing great, doing great.
Good.
I think we are live, and I can see a lot of people already joining in. Guys, if you can let us know that you can hear us loud and clear, you can see us fine, that would be very helpful. So just let us know in the chat box. In the meantime, we'll also check it on our end. So I'm just going to our LinkedIn to quickly check it. Okay, we are live on. Perfect, perfect.
It
We
looks
all
like we got in everything is perfect for YouTube as well, so that's good.
okay. So we have about 300 people already live here. Okay, guys, thanks for punching in thumbs up, for letting us know. That's very helpful. So, why don't we start with a brief introduction until everyone joins in, and let's take probably another 5 minutes, right, to get started with everything else. So, Kinsley, let's start with our locations. Where are you located right now?
Yeah, so I am located in South Georgia near the Savannah area. If anyone is familiar with Georgia, Aditya, where are you at today?
I am in Miami, Florida, and if someone is close to Miami, I'm in Miami Beach, very
Oh,
close to South Beach. So,
I'm
guys,
it is 80 and sunny here. So I was gonna say I'm jealous of your Miami weather, but I'm really not. We're doing okay.
almost similar, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, I've added my location in the chat box. If you can also let us know where you're located, and also what's the temperature at your location, right? So my temperature in Miami is right now 26 degrees centigrade. You can also write in Fahrenheit if that's more comfortable for you. But yeah, just let us know what's temperature at your location.
I am seeing a lot of Georgia already coming through, and that excites me. I always get so, and Aditya knows, I like geek out whenever we have someone from Georgia on the call. I just get so excited. I'm like, yes, Georgia.
I remember once I had a very short haircut, and Kinsley was like, "You look like Georgian men with
Yep.
short hairs."
That buzz cut.
Okay, we have people dialing in from Baltimore, New Jersey, 56 here. Okay, Edgar, I will be in New Jersey on this Tuesday. So I'll bring in my jacket. I think 56 will be too cold for me.
That's a little chilly.
Yep. Siddhi's from Chico, 69-degree Fahrenheit. Rishabh from Boston, 10 degrees. Caitlin from Alabama. Look, already Atlanta, Georgia.
I'm telling you, Georgia representing. Tell all of your friends that are in Georgia right now to jump on our live. We
Yes.
can do a
Guys,
takeover.
if you can quickly share the event on LinkedIn, just repost it, reshare it. Someone in your
Yeah.
network might be needing it. And today we are not just covering technical roles. Like majority of the roles that we are covering will be technical roles. But if you have anyone who are looking for tech and non-tech roles, we have a few non-tech roles in sales, marketing, customer service, UI UX designing. So please repost it, reshare it. That would be very helpful. Okay. Gurpreet dialing in from Iowa. Deveshwar from Chennai, India, 34 degrees centigrade. Okay. Quite hot. Okay, so we have people dialing in from almost everywhere across the world, at least like from 3, 4 countries. We have good representation.
That's amazing.
Okay. Guys, if you can also let us know what job roles you're targeting, that would be helpful. It will help us in planning our future job fairs, right? What type of employers do we need to target? Is it mostly software engineering, data science, product management crowd? Or are there people from other job roles as well, like operation, sales, marketing? So, whichever is your target job role, please let us know that about that in the chat box. Okay. Okay, let's see.
Still
Simply,
getting lots of, oh, here we go. A lot of data analyst, marketing, HR and admin, DevOps. So a good range.
mhm.
PM roles.
I can see first as medical interpreter. Okay, Andrea, thanks for sharing. There's Scrum Master, we have supply chain, a lot of people in software engineering and data science. Guys, I would like to share one event that you would be that would be very helpful for you. So we are doing a live project on data analysis and data science. It will also be helpful for all the software engineering roles, and we'll be doing this on this coming Saturday. It will be a free project where one of the mentors from ex Microsoft, and he's currently working at Viva Systems. He will be conducting a live project on data science in a step-by-step manner. That would be a good learning for you. You will be able to, I mean, this will be a 1 week long project. We'll provide you a live support for the next 1 week. Once you complete this project, you can add it to your resume, to your LinkedIn profile. So let me share the link of this project and feel free to sign up. Give me 1 second. Okay, copy link and let me put it in the chat box for everyone. Okay, here is the data science project I just shared. Oh, it flew by really fast, right? I'm adding it here again, but guys, feel free to sign up for this session. It would be extremely helpful for everyone. Uh, and if you can't find this link, as like comments are moving really fast, you can simply go to High Counselor's LinkedIn page, go to events, and I think it's then Saturday with Ramandeep Singh. He's a senior data scientist at Viva Systems, and we will be doing a project on data science, data analysis, and software engineering domain. Okay, so we already have a huge participation on this upcoming project with almost 533 people already signed up for it, and I think it will be a great learning experience for all of you. Kinsley, I'll quickly share my screen, right, to show people where is it,
Yeah.
right? I think it's difficult to find the link. So guys, you can simply go to, like, say, LinkedIn, search here in the top box High Counselor. When you go to High Counselor, uh, go to tab called go to tab called events. When you
Yeah.
go to events, the second project, which is ML powered loan prediction project, this one, simply go here and you can register for this one. And it's conducted by Ramandeep Singh, who's a senior data scientist at Viva, and he's ex BCG. My bad, he's not ex Microsoft, he's ex BCG. Okay, so I look forward to seeing you there. This would be very helpful. Okay, let's get back to our job fair. Cool. Okay, so I think diverse roles, Kinsley, right? I mean, we have uh, the people from variety of technical roles, and I can see some of the non-tech roles as well.
Yeah. A lot of marketing too. I even saw someone interested in real estate. So we may not have any employers today for real estate,
Yes.
but hang out with us. You can learn a lot.
If you want to, like, in Miami, every third or fourth person that I meet, that's a real estate agent, right? Everyone has taken a real estate license here
Yep,
and
it
is
is
selling real
booming.
estate left and right.
It is booming.
So I think it's very region specific. You go out on streets in San Francisco Bay Area, and every second or third person is a software developer or data scientist. Here, every second, third person is a real estate
As a
agent.
realtor, yeah.
What is it like in Atlanta, Georgia?
A mix.
Mhm.
Atlanta is a melting pot, so a mixture of a lot of realtors, a lot of social media. I think Atlanta is a big hub for social media and project management, but a good mix.
Okay, so we cannot like bucket it, right? Okay, Atlanta people come from XYZ
Oh
role.
yeah, it's listen. And I'm not from the Atlanta area. I saw someone mention Pooler, Georgia. So shout out to Pooler because you're about 45 minutes from me. But Atlanta people are serious about like where they're from, and so I, knowing very little about Atlanta, just clump all of the areas together,
Mhm.
and that could definitely hurt some people's feelings. I've learned. You have to be careful.
Okay. Cool. So, Kinsley, why don't we start with a brief introduction of ourselves as well as introduce the job fair? And yeah, then I think our first guest will be joining us then probably in the next few minutes. So it's a great time to get introduction and then we'll get started. So just to get started, guys, again, those who have just joined us, I'm Aditya Sharma. I'm co-founder and CEO of High Counselor. And today we are all here for this virtual job fair. Why are we doing virtual job fairs? Well, we started this almost 2 years ago when we were in the COVID era. The offline job fairs or the on-site job fairs were not very prominent because of COVID. At that time, we started with a few candidates, and since then, people found it very helpful. We always had a great attendance. We also had good participation from employers. So I think this is our eighth or ninth virtual job fair. So basically, the objective of this virtual job fair that we reached out to a good number of employers. There are around 40 employers who are participating in this job fair with about 105 plus positions. I think there are 105 positions. We still have to add some of the positions on our website. I'll shortly share where we have posted the job position, how you can apply. But the objective of this job fair is that we connect employers with opportunities to candidates like yourself who are looking for job opportunities. And this job fair is also an opportunity for you to learn about what are the requirements in the market, what employers are looking for. We are going to have one-on-one conversation with three employers. Definitely, we cannot have every employer in this job fair. The time is limited, but we'll have three employers with us. We'll do some quick Q&A. It's also an opportunity for you to ask any questions that you may have. Okay, so some ground rules of this job fair. uh, Please maintain respectful environment in the chat box, right? If you see anyone spamming, you can just mark them, report them, block it, right? uh, I always recommend candidates that don't see any job opportunities as like, okay, I just need this job, rather than evaluate it from two-way perspective. Evaluate whether this job or the company is a right fit for you as well, right? Because at the end, you should just not have a job; it should be your career, right? So enjoy this job fair. In addition to some of the job roles and the recruiters that we'll be having, we'll also do a little bit of fun and some knowledge sharing. As a part of some fun, we'll do some raffle rounds, small games with you, as well as we'll share some knowledge related to how you can best utilize LinkedIn for your job search, how you can gain some hands-on work experience, right? So that this will be, at the end, you'll gain something out of this job fair. At the end of this job fair, we'll start collecting applications from you guys for the next 4 to 5 days until Monday of next week. And then we'll start sharing the shortlisted candidates with our employer partners. You can apply to the open job position on High Counselor website as well as on the employer's career page directly. Okay. But we will be sharing it by mid next week with the employers. Okay. Uh, well, Kinsley, why don't we do a little bit of introduction of ourselves as well as High Counselor, and then we'll jump into our very first guest.
Sure, I think
Will
that's
that be okay?
perfect. Do you
Yeah.
want me to take it away?
Yeah.
Sure. So, my name's Kinsley Baker. I am one of the CSMs at High Counselor, so Customer Success Manager. I've been with the company for almost 2 years now, and really just have the opportunity to support candidates on their job search journey from the ground up. And so, my background is actually in counseling and higher education, and so kind of getting to make that switch and to use those counseling skills as I support candidates through their job search journey is really rewarding. And then I'll let Aditya tell a little bit about his background and why he is the right person to be here today. And then I can tell you a little bit about High Counselor.
Absolutely. So, a little bit about my background, guys. So, I'm currently working as co-founder and CEO of High Counselor. I come from an engineering background. Did my engineering in 2012, so long back, from NIT Jalandhar back in India. In 2015, came to the US for my master's degree at Duke University. So, anyone here from Duke University? So, graduated from Duke. Job search was not easy. And after I think probably a few hundred applications, a lot of networking calls, found my very first job at PwC in Chicago as a tech consultant. Worked at PwC for an year and then moved to Deloitte Consulting because Chicago is super cold in winters, very difficult to manage there. So moved to Deloitte Consulting in San Francisco. Worked there for about 3.5 years. in their cloud implementation division. Also, I was part of their recruitment team. Every Friday, I used to interview candidates for software engineering, data science, product management, and Salesforce consulting roles. And that's when I started getting interest in this space of career counseling and mentorship. So 2020, I decided to leave my job from Deloitte and start High Counselor with my co-founder Rani Harun. When I was with Deloitte, I was on H-1B visa, and you cannot start a company on H-1B visa, so I got O-1 visa. So any one of you here who's very passionate about like starting a company as an immigrant in the US, feel free to always reach out to me on LinkedIn. I always love to share some of my knowledge and the learnings that I had along my journey, and hopefully that would be helpful for you. Let me share my screen to give you a quick overview of High Counselor, our services offering, and then we'll jump into our first guest. Okay. So I'll share my screen really quick. Kinsley, can I provide a quick overview of High Counselor?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Okay, perfect. So, guys, as I mentioned, right, that in 2020, I was working with Deloitte, and my co-founder Rani Harun and I, we found that entry-level job seekers or people who are transitioning in their career, they struggle to land a job because of three major reasons. First is it's lack of hands-on work experience, lack of industry experience. People go through a lot of theoretical knowledge, but what they lack is real hands-on project experience. The second thing is lack of interview opportunities. Most of the people who search for job, they know only one way of finding a job, that is go to LinkedIn or other job portals, search for job, and just blindly apply to job positions there, which is not a bad idea, but that should not be your only approach to find a job. Okay, there you should know other strategies like email networking, right? Building up your personal brand to find a job. Those should also be part of your job search strategy. And third is people are unprepared for interview. Even after a lot of effort, when people get interview calls, they are unable to relate business problems with the real implementation of skills that they have learned, right? And that's why they fail in those interviews. To solve all these problems, we launched High Counselor. And our objective of with launching High Counselor was just not to provide like staffing services. We never wanted to be a staffing company or a consultancy. We wanted to be a 360-degree ecosystem for job seekers, and that's where we help people with gaining skills, connecting them with industry mentors for one-on-one interview prep and career counseling and career support. In addition, we help people get remote internship and projects so that they can gain hands-on work experience. There are a lot of candidates who have completed like bachelor's or master's degree, but during their entire education, they never did a good internship or they never had access to great projects, right? We fill that gap by providing them those that supportive elements. Uh, we also help them with LinkedIn and resume cleaning. And once they're ready for interviews, we help them get interview calls by matching them to the right jobs, helping them with the job applications by also providing our team support, and also to help them network better through email networking and get more referrals. So it's like holistic end-to-end support. The job roles that we support right now is software engineering. So any kind of software engineering role like front end, back end, full stack developer, any kind of data science role like data analyst, data scientist, data engineer, generative AI, LLM, which is buzzword these days, Salesforce, sales, and product management. These are five roles that we work in, right? So a lot of candidates reach out to us that other than looking for an electrical engineering role. Right now, we won't be able to support that. The pricing structure is we worked on success based payment. So when we created the pricing structure, I just thought about like my situation when I graduated from Duke. So you need to apply to High Counselor website. We'll review your application. We'll take your one-on-one interview, and if we find you a right fit, then we admit you in our program. And there is zero upfront payment. There is literally no upfront cost if we admit you in our program, and you only pay once you land a job. You start getting your at least 1 month of paycheck, then you pay us in monthly installments. There are two programs that we have. One is a starter package, which is $10,000. Another one is advanced package, which is $15,000. The difference between starter and advanced package is that in advanced package you get more one-on-one support. You get a support of our team applying jobs for you, networking, help you with automatic email networking, helping you get remote internship as well as layoff support. If you want to learn more about the difference between starter and advanced package, you have any question related to our career accelerator program, how we can help you find a job, the easiest way is simply go to our website, which is highcounselor.com. Here, you'll find a button called Apply to Upcoming Cohort, and you can sign up for our upcoming info session. Okay, click on this Sign Up Upcoming Info Session, and you can choose one of the available slots. We usually go live on Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, or 4 p.m. Pacific Time. Select this. Most of the time, Kinsley or my co founder, Rani, they will be hosting the event. They can answer any questions you may have. Or if you are interested in applying for our upcoming cohort, simply go to our website, click on Apply to Upcoming Cohort, and fill out this application. Once you fill out this application, we'll review your application. We'll get back to you within 24 to 48 hours for a quick one-on-one interview. Okay. Based on that interview, we'll let you know our decision. So that's all about High Counselor. Let's, if you have any question, you can always put that in the chat box later. We can cover it later, or you can join our upcoming info sessions. Okay, so that's all about High Counselor and our background. I hope that has provided you some information about who you're talking to, right? Or who you're attending this event with. Let's get started with our very first guest today. So we have Mike from Fanuc America. Kinsley, are we ready to add our first guest?
Yeah, Mike. Hi, welcome.
Hey,
Hi,
Mike, how are you doing?
Okay.
Yes.
No, perfect. All right. Thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you. So, Mike, we just want to know a little bit about Fanuc and how the company operates, and we'll let you give an introduction and then have a couple questions for you from there.
Okay, absolutely. So, yeah, my name is Mike Baker. I'm with the talent acquisition team here at Fanuc America. We're located right in Rochester Hills, Michigan, but we have many offices throughout the U.S. and even internationally as well. We basically are a company that focuses on robotics, CNC, motion control systems. We have a number of different tools within robotics, paint, automation, and so on, and partner with our companies in manufacturing, distribution, and a few other areas of business. So obviously big with automotive, especially with paint, and some other clients throughout, regarding distribution and other channels and medical and such. But that's kind of who we are. We've been number one in the robotics single arm arena for quite a while. It's a great company to work for. I myself have only been here for just under a year, but working with many different areas like research and development, engineering, and other areas of the business too, kind of branching into some other pieces of work. We have a lot of different positions that are out there right now. We've been one of the few companies, even in this area, that's been expanding while others have been kind of pulling things back a bit. And we've had some needs in anywhere from mechanical and electrical engineering to, I want to say, software development, field service. There's even a payroll position open right now, and a few other areas of the business, kind of all over the place. But about 29 or 30 positions right now on our careers website, and expected to go up over the next few months.
Yeah, I saw a lot of our viewers were mentioning that they were interested in PM roles too. And so I saw a few product roles that were out there. Mike, can you tell us what anyone that's applying to these roles, what they could expect from the hiring process?
Oh, yeah. Hiring process is it's pretty streamlined. I've worked with some other companies that have had challenges, and I myself saw some challenges here when I first joined the company. But for the most part, it's fairly straightforward. You would apply online to any position that you are most qualified and interested for. I always recommend keeping it minimal, focus on the ones you really are passionate about and career focused in. A member of our team, myself or my other counterparts in talent acquisition, will review all resumes that come through. And, if assuming that you're qualified and that there's interest, we'll review with our team, our hiring managing team, to move forward. The first steps usually are a phone screen with someone like myself, going over basic questions, maybe a few technical questions in there too. We really want to make sure that you are a right fit for the role and that, everything's aligned. You're not only a fit for us, but we're a fit for you too. And then from there, we bring you either in-house for a face-to-face interview, or maybe it's a technical virtual interview to start things off. And that really kind of rounds out the process. When we bring you in-house, depending on the group, it can be as minimal as a 1 hour interview, or as extensive as a 5 or 6 hour interview, as I've dealt with most research and development positions in the past. It's a little more extensive and involved. With a longer interview, of course, no matter which interview it is, here on site at the headquarters, you get a tour conversations one-on-one or maybe with a panel interview. And then, of course, comparison and discussions with you and between you and the other candidates for the position. And then, luckily, if everything works out, I'll be calling you to say, hey, congratulations, we've got an offer for you.
Which we love.
We're ready to join.
Oh, I love also,
it.
The tour sounds fun. What's your favorite part of the tour?
There's actually a display center with the different varying robot types down there where you can actually push the button. I got that toward my first interview actually with the company. So yeah, it's a beautiful building for being 30 plus years old. I want to say it's probably 40 years now. And they actually just built a third building on campus here, overlooking one of the highways nearby. So we're expanding, and hopefully when that happens, we'll get a little more room over in the headquarters area. But yeah, it's a little tight at the moment, but in the next few months, it's going to lighten up for sure.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Did you any questions for Mike?
Mm-hmm. So, Mike, you said you have been working here for little
under a year. Yeah.
What's your favorite part about working at Fanuc?
It's got to be just the environment of the people. It sounds really cliche to say that. Maybe I'm still in the honeymoon phase, still being here just under the year aspect. But I've come from other organizations that are, really small or really, really large. And to be fair, I mean, the people that are here have been here for quite a while, or they're new, or somewhere in between. But every one of them remains passionate about their job and about the work that they're involved in, which helps me in recruiting and talent acquisition to really sell what we do. They're very involved, very passionate about the work. They stick around either in the role or move within the company, which is always great to promote internal growth and professional development. And the people are really cool to get along with too. Even really where you could say difficult managing styles or individuals who have a really specific type of managing style versus others that are a little bit more laid back. You get kind of a roundabout collective here. But they're all good to work with. They all have their focus. We all have kind of that one goal in mind of, production and efficiency and moving things forward, moving the needle a bit and staying number one. So if you can come in that kind of environment, I always say it's a tough but fair environment. So if you come in and you're still asking questions at day 90 that you were at day one, you're going to raise some eyebrows and maybe not last. So, you definitely have to perform. It's one of those kind of environments for sure.
Mm-hmm. One of our, someone said that they wanted to come on a tour just to push the buttons.
Don't blame you. It is great. It's very cool. I would recommend it. Apply. You'll get to come in and do the whole thing. I promise.
Mike, one more quick question. So are you guys entirely remote or on-site, or is it a hybrid environment?
Great question. For the most part, we have traditionally been on-site, even through the pandemic. Our parent corporation, Fanuc, is actually based in Japan. Fanuc America, the headquarters is right here in Rochester Hills, but it's an on-site environment, although we do have some positions that are more remote, like our field service agents that are kind of out and about across the U.S. They have to be because they're going to be traveling all the time, right? But our positions are based where they're based, whether it's headquarters or Atlanta or wherever. And that doesn't mean you're not going to be able to work on occasion off-site, but we can't really say it's hybrid, right? So if you're coming to work to Fanuc America, you got to be prepared to be here, 90% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Say 100%. Forget it. 100% of the time with the potential for a little bit less, right?
Got it.
They're going to yell.
And Mike, it's a very tough environment for entry to mid-level job seekers. This is especially in 2023 and now. What's the onboarding process looks like for someone with not that much of experience, right? Is it on the go in the very first few weeks, or is there training available for entry-level candidates?
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that too. I'm not involved with there's an apprenticeship program that we have here as well that just started, I want to say, about a year or two ago, handled by one of my counterparts. There's obviously an internship program. We're having, I want to say, 50 or so interns starting with us in the next couple of weeks. So there's internship capabilities, there's apprenticeship capabilities, and even our experienced professional folks coming in, let's say out of college that are fresh graduates who had maybe an internship or two. Again, I've come from other companies where, seasoned, experienced individuals, 5+ years is the target. It's not necessarily the target here. There are many groups that are very happy to have somebody who has some paint robotics exposure, especially paint robotics exposure, with an internship or two under your belt and a bachelor's degree, master's degree, a bonus. But if you have, a little bit of experience, definitely target those internships, because if you graduate with your degree but you don't have the working experience to go with it, it can be really tough to crack into the business, especially in a small business like robotics. The environment is very good about I guess junior level or I guess entry level type of individuals coming on board with the right passion, the right attitude, and right, I guess, focus in education, coupled with a little bit of experience. You've got a great chance.
Got it. Perfect, Mike. That's very, very helpful. We want to discuss a lot more questions, but it's just the time limitation that we have. But really appreciate it. I think we're still adding your positions on our platform, so we'll continue receiving the application. We'll also share Fanuc America career page with all the attendees. Right now, if you can see, I think on LinkedIn we have about 900 people live. Total 5,000 people signed up for it.
That's
so we'll
awesome.
be sharing the career page as well as the position that are listed on our website, and we'll share some of the shortlisted candidates with you by early or mid next week. Okay.
I appreciate it. Thanks for the invite. Thanks for having me.
And then one last thing, Mike, you did say it was okay if people connect with you on LinkedIn. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
Okay, awesome.
Crazy. Okay.
Perfect. We love it.
Thanks again.
Thank you so much, Mike, for your time. See you.
Bye-bye.
Okay, that was our first guest, Mike from Fanuc America. So, really quick, as we discussed, you can directly go to Fanuc America career page. You can directly apply there. Feel free to network with Mike on LinkedIn. On top of it, you can apply to positions on High Counselor page as well. Let me quickly share where you can find all the positions and where you can apply. So I'm going to share my screen now. So you can simply go to the High Counselor website, which is highcounselor.com. Go to resources right at the top, and the second option is virtual job fair. The second option underneath is job openings at participating companies. When you land on this page, which is highcounselor.com/job fair openings, you'll find all the positions over here. We have already posted about 105 positions. We are still posting some of the positions, so you may not find all the positions right now, but they will be added by end of the day today. So simply search for the company name or the job position, search. If you find yourself a right fit, please apply, and then we'll share the shortlisted candidates by early next week. Okay. Let me also add a link on the chat on the screen for everyone. And here we go. Cool. Okay, Kinsley, what's next?
All right. I think, can we do my favorite part of the job fair?
Absolutely.
Okay, awesome. So my favorite part is the giveaway. So we are going to do an Amazon gift card giveaway. And the way that we will do this is I'm going to pick a number between 1 and 100. So I need y'all to listen to the rules though. So we're going to go between 1 and 100. I have not chosen my number yet. So I'm going to think about it, and I'm going to send my number to Aditya. Let's see. I'm going to go. I feel like I always choose easy numbers. What's a hard? Okay, I've got my number. Okay, so I've sent it to Aditya. So now we will open up the guessing, and I know these are going to come in fast, so I'm going to try to keep up with it. And Aditya's going to be looking too, so we're going to make sure that we catch the first person who guesses my number between 1 and 100.
100. Okay, let's see.
I know normally I feel like it usually gets picked so quickly. And so I've decided that I just am I'm just selecting the easiest number out there. But
I don't see that number yet.
I don't either. So maybe this is it.
Last time it took us quite some time, right? And we narrowed down the window until we found someone.
Yeah. It's people either get it immediately off the bat, or we have to do some coaching.
Let's see. I'm scrolling through it.
I'm scrolling. Still nothing. But I feel like I have a lot to scroll through.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest. I don't really. Well, I see a few people that are close.
Yep, I can see like
Oh,
uh,
so close.
people one or two next to it.
Yep. Okay, I'm gonna keep scrolling. Give me just like another minute, and let's see if anyone else or if even one person gets it. Um,
I don't see it.
I don't either.
You
This is
should not
so
make it
funny.
tough. Like the objective is to make it fun, right? So you should have chosen like an easy number.
But I'm telling you, last time I thought that my number was too easy because it was guessed right all. I'm telling you, it was like within.
Okay,
I mean, honestly, one of the first. Oh, I see it. I see
I
it.
found it. I found it too. Okay, Wendy, yes.
Wendy, Wendy, you got it. 31. This is awesome. All right. So, Wendy, if you want to connect with me on LinkedIn, we will make sure that you get that Amazon gift card for being our winner. So, thank you all so much for participating. This is just my favorite part. I love anytime Aditya lets me give something away. I'm like, yes, okay, awesome. So
No,
I appreciate it.
this is wonderful. Wendy, congratulations. And please reach out to Kinsley on LinkedIn. And then it's all up to Kinsley, right? Whether she wants to give an Amazon gift card or not. I'm not, I'm not there at all. Okay. So this is
Awesome. Awesome.
okay.
Okay. And y'all can stop guessing now. I know this will go on for a long time and people will join and be like, why are we putting numbers in the comments? And I'm like, it's okay. If you know, you know, and maybe you'll get an opportunity to know later.
Yep. Yep.
All right. Thank you guys.
So, guys, before we jump into our next conversation with our guest, as we discussed, the objective of this event was to provide you access to opportunities, some fun, as well as some knowledge sharing, right? So, let me talk about one of my favorite topics, which I think every job seeker or anyone who's searching for a job who's using LinkedIn, they must know about it. Okay. So, what I've seen is a lot of people do not utilize full potential of LinkedIn. Okay, if you're searching for a job, probably let me share my screen, and then probably you'll be able to better understand it. 1 second, I'll share my screen really quick. Okay, and here you go. Okay, so most of the time I've seen people using LinkedIn in not so right way, right? So if you're searching for a job right now, mostly what you would be doing is you're going here and you're probably searching for your target job role, say data analyst, and you simply search for that job role, and whatever job that comes across you under the jobs category, you apply to it. It's a very uh, time consuming as well as sometimes a frustrating process where you apply to a lot of job position and just simply wait to hear back from employers. I totally understand that this is important, you cannot ignore it, right? And this is needed, so which is fine. Or second thing, what people do is they search for a job role, and then they try to network with people who are working in that particular job role or at their target companies, right? So they select people, they find people over here, they select connect button, they add a note, send it out to people. Again, great approach, and you should be continuously doing it. But you should not be doing just these two things. There is another thing which is in great demand, which is popular on LinkedIn these days, which is building your personal brand on LinkedIn. It does not matter whether you're only searching for a job, if you're trying to build your current professional career, or if you are an entrepreneur trying to build your business up. For all of these three different scenarios, building your personal brand on LinkedIn could help you immensely achieve your goals. What do I mean by building a personal brand on LinkedIn and how to utilize LinkedIn properly? Is to go to LinkedIn, click on this section called Startup Post, and post about your expertise, whatever you're doing over here. Share your thoughts with community on LinkedIn, and you will start getting traction over there. I'm not saying that you start posting about your expertise over here and you'll start getting a lot of likes and comments and followers and people reaching out to yourself. But if you continuously share your expertise, you will see that over the period of time, say over a few months, people will start recognizing you with a particular technical skills or with some expertise. Okay, for example, right now on my LinkedIn feed, there's one person coming up, Soundarya Balasubramaniam, right? She's a very good friend of mine. She is LinkedIn top voice with about 74,000 followers, and she graduated from Columbia University. She worked at Salesforce, but then she left her job from Salesforce and she started writing about immigration, right? What are the immigration visa types? How you can start, how you can find a job in the US, or how you can found a company. And she did that consistently for 6 to 7 months, and now people recognize her with immigration, or someone who came to US, found a job, and wrote a book, right, or started a company. Similarly, when I left my job to start High Counselor, or even when I was at Duke and I wanted to find my very first job after graduating from Duke, I started writing on LinkedIn, right? And after writing on LinkedIn for a certain period of time, I found that people in that particular domain started recognizing me. They started interacting with my post. And over the period of time, I gained a pretty good number of following on LinkedIn. Say right now I have about 121,000 followers. Again, this number of followers does not matter, right? But having this community around me, it allows a lot of people to reach out to me with opportunities, right? I still reach out to people asking for help, asking for opportunities, but a lot of people also reach out to me with that, hey, we are working on this XYZ thing, or we are hiring for this position, and your background looks a great fit to me. Would you like to connect and discuss it more? If you want job opportunities, recruiters, hiring managers coming to your way with opportunities, with job offers, with whatever interesting projects that they are working on, and they need your advice, and they if they want you to be a part of it, you need to build your personal brand. Start associating yourself with something very specific. For example, if you're targeting a data scientist job, start writing about data science, start writing about machine learning, start writing about natural language processing, generative AI, and slowly you'll see that community will start interacting with you. If I go to my network, for example, you can see there are about 5,600 requests that I've not able to go through them or accept them, or respond back. But these are all the opportunities that come to your way when you build your personal brand on LinkedIn. Okay, so if you're searching for a job, don't worry that whether you're an expert in something or not. Start with something very simple. Start by just, hey, I have XYZ projects related to data analysis. I will be utilizing SQL, Python, data cleaning, NumPy, and I'll be sharing my progress with you. 2 days later, you come back to your LinkedIn profile and just mention, guys, I finished this XYZ task. I encountered following challenges. I overcome these things. And if and don't just post about your achievements. Feel free to share what you're struggling with and ask for people's help. Feel free to mention, I came across this roadblock. Is there anyone with this expertise? Please comment below and interact with community. Also go to different LinkedIn posts. Okay, so for example, whatever category you are in, just search for data analyst, suppose, right? And you'll find this third option, post. You'll find a lot of posts related to data science that people have posted. Start interacting with them. If you find it meaningful, comment there. That's how you'll build your presence on LinkedIn, and people will start recognizing you, and you'll have opportunities coming to your way. Okay, so guys, please start using LinkedIn the right way. And one last thing, but super important, do not expect results coming to your way immediately. Consistency is the key. I would recommend you to continuously write for 2 to 3 months, and you'll start getting results. Okay, if you need any kind of help, more advice on this, feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn. More than happy to share. But I'm a great supporter of building your personal brand on LinkedIn. Okay, and don't just do this right now. Once you land a job, suppose you're a software engineer in your dream company, continuously do that. Okay, I think that was a long lecture on it, but I hope it was helpful.
We know that you're passionate about LinkedIn and that personal brand, and it is important. And so we are thankful for you sharing those tidbits of knowledge. I'm sure that everyone can echo that.
Okay. And guys, we'll do some more uh, knowledge sharing kind of thing on LinkedIn. Probably we can schedule like another 1 hour of sessions, and then we'll take it from there. Okay,
Yeah.
Christy, who do we have our next guest?
Yeah. So I'm going to add David to the stage. David, hello. How are you?
Hi there. I'm doing well. How are you guys doing?
Doing good. So David is with Cambium Learning, and we are so thankful to have you. David, can you talk to us a little bit about Cambium and give us a little introduction, and then we'll go from there?
Yeah, sure thing. So here at Cambium Learning Group, how it works is there's like Cambium Learning Group, we're corporate, and then there's all of our brands, which all service the ed tech space, selling to school districts across the country, with a very variety of different products. Like I know one of our we're about 2,600 employees throughout all the different brands combined. We're a remote first kind of company here, so everything's US based, remote. We have people working for these brands all over the country, from Hawaii to Dallas to Florida to Maine. I mean, we're all over the place here, collaborating virtually throughout the brands here. And I know, like, of the 6 brands, I mean, Lexia is one of our big ones here, providing structured literacy software products to students, helping kids improve reading levels, overcome learning disabilities like dyslexia, also providing teachers with tools to improve how they teach literacy to students, and also have like a emergent bilingual product, for students as well. So that's just one brand, but we've got about 6 others that all provide fantastic products for students and also for teachers as well, kind of professional learning. So, yeah, that's
awesome.
How high view of what we do here. So.
No, that's awesome. So just to give you a little insight into our viewers today, a range of different jobs that people are looking for, ranging from marketing to product management, software engineering, data analysts. So can you talk to us about some of the roles that Cambium is hiring for?
Yeah, absolutely. So I know, like, for instance, like I've got several software engineer positions, several project managers. We also have product manager positions open right now. I know, for instance, within Lexia, we actually have a product manager position that's open. I mean, we're looking for people who have had experience, kind of being that intermediary between technical teams and stakeholders, and kind of knowing how to work with designers and kind of collect requirements, user stories, kind of groom those through the process. I know, on the project manager side, I've got a lot of roles with Cambium Assessment, which is one of our brands that works with states directly to help with like state standard testing and stuff like that. A lot of, secure online testing and assessments that we build out. And so there's a lot of really, technical project manager type positions there where, we're looking for someone who can query a database, looking for people who can really work with developers, understand the software development lifecycle, but, kind of in that sort of mid-level to junior level project manager positions. So a lot of that going on, and also, as mentioned earlier, some software engineer positions as well. .NET with Cambium Assessment, that's what their tech stack is. I have a Java development position with Lexia. Have a what else do I have? I have a front-end development position, sort of with Vue.js, with Explorer Learning, which is a brand I haven't talked about. They do math and science games for students in the K-12 space, getting them more engaged and involved in STEM topics.
Right.
So there's a really great team, very collaborative group there that's looking for a pretty strong Vue.js developer. So.
Awesome. And my follow-up question to that was, what level of experience are you looking for? And you said mid to junior level. So can you talk to us a little bit more about that? Yeah.
So I know for the project managers, it's kind of like that mid to junior, kind of like probably 2 to 8 years, sort of in that range, right? With some flexibility. I know, like for the software engineer positions, I think those are kind of more like, a little bit more senior, kind of like 8+ years there. But I know the product manager role with Lexia, I think they're looking for 5 years minimum on that one.
Gotcha. Awesome. Can you talk to us about the onboarding process and what, well, and maybe even before that, so kind of going from applying to Cambium and then what it looks like to start on day one?
Absolutely. So I know like typical interview process is, you obviously apply, we get you reviewed. I'll reach out to you, or one of our recruiters reach out to you for a call, candidate call, right? Talking about the role, talking about your background, why you're looking, what's your interest level, what do you know about us, right? Obviously we'll discuss who we are at Cambium pretty well with you, kind of, so you know who we are and everything like that. Hiring manager interviews usually first round, second round's more of a team interview, kind of conversational, trying to understand the type of environments you've worked in before, that kind of stuff. And then typically there might be a third round where you get to meet with like leaders, like usually like the manager's manager or a VP, somebody like that in leadership, to kind of provide you with that like organizational forecast, right? Of where are we trying to go, right? What's the big picture, right? And then at that point it's offer, right? And then, usually since we're all remote, right, we have to send you equipment, and so, once we kind of it basically takes about 2 full weeks is what is expected for anybody who gets hired for us to get you the equipment in time. Everyone starts on a Monday unless it's a holiday. And then, day one, it's orientation, getting to meet, team members and really, picking benefits, all that fun stuff.
Right. So. Good deal. Perfect. Thank you. Aditya, any questions for David or Cambium?
David, I think you guys were there in ASU GSV Summit, I guess, last week.
I believe so. Yeah. So
I saw Cambium at a few places and I could recollect it. So yeah, but awesome. Probably the next time we'll meet at ASU GSV Summit.
Absolutely. And I know I've told my colleagues that I think we'll be rotating through. I know you guys have these monthly, so I know I'll probably have another colleague come and join for next month's high counselors. So excited to continue this. Yeah.
No, I came across Cambium and you guys are doing a great job in the tech space. So just a shout out to you guys for everyone who's looking for a great career in tech, and especially in the tech sector. Cambium would be a great place. Just a quick question, right? What are the resources or probably the support that you guys provide when somebody starts with you, right, for their professional development, how they can progress in their career? Do you have anything to share over there?
Yeah, I know what we do typically is, every person gets like a 30, 60, 90, from their manager as far as like, hey, in your first month, here's what we kind of expect for you to do. 60 days out, here's what, training would look like, and, that whole onboarding process. And then of course, whenever anybody at any of these brands, right, if you were to be, let's say you're at Learning A to Z, which is a pre-K to 6 literacy and math, sort of software products, very complementary, very similar to what Lexia does and what Explore Learning does. If you were to apply to a position at Lexia or Explore Learning or any of the other brands, you're internal, right? It's the same benefits as, across all the brands, could be different tech stacks and stuff like that. And it's, we're all this part of the same group. So it's interview and you get to see how they act in their environments and everything. And then, if, for instance, you don't get the position, we always encourage, and we, it's part of our process that, hiring managers are meeting with the candidates who don't make it, who are internal, to discuss kind of, hey, here's where you could grow and avenues for growth for you to get to this role where this role would be the right next step for you. So a lot of that kind of stuff. And of course, they're also meeting with their managers following these interviews to kind of go over kind of where they want to be, where do they want to see further growth as well.
Great. Yeah, well, thank you so much, David. So we'll start collecting. So with all of our job fair attendees, which are about like 5,000 registered candidates, about 1,000 people here live, we're going to share your company's career page so that they can directly apply over there. Plus, we have also added your positions on our platform. We'll start collecting applications and we'll get back to you by mid next week with the shortlisted candidates, and you can take it from there.
Awesome. Thanks so much, guys. Really appreciate it. This has been a lot of fun. It's been great.
Thanks, David.
Thank you so much, David. See you. Bye.
Take care.
Bye. Awesome. Yeah, that what he was describing sounds really great. And if you're looking to to get into that space, Cambium is a really great opportunity.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, again, guys, if you want to apply to jobs at Cambium, you can directly go to the career page, or you can go to High Counselor website under resources, under what job fair. You can find positions there, and feel free to apply. And we'll share your profile with them by mid next week. Okay, Kinsley, what do we have next?
Aditya, do you you mentioned the real world project that we're hosting on our LinkedIn Live,
Yeah.
but do you want to share a little bit more about the High Counselor project platform and what all we can do to provide candidates and people that are looking for jobs, maybe some upskilling opportunities or additional experiences to add to their resume?
Absolutely. So, guys, as we talked about, like, look, personal branding on LinkedIn, right? So, again, we support like all online job applications, networking with people. But as I said, there should be some additional elements, right, to your job search. Personal branding was one part of it. And the second most important thing is having hands-on work experience. When I graduated back in 2014 from Duke University, there was a mindset among employers that, okay, recent graduates are coming in, that means we should not expect them to like deliver right from the very first day. And I got like 2.5 months of training in Orlando, right? And that was a great resort where they made us stay, like PwC. We got good training for 2.5 months, and after that I got deployed to a client project. But that mentality is slowly changing, right? Maybe because of competition, maybe because of fast market that we have these days. So now employers need, they don't like expect you to come and deliver on the very first day, but the preference is that people have more hands-on experience, right? Maybe some we are too much focused on just academic or theoretical knowledge. It's great if you can combine your theoretical knowledge along with some hands-on work experience. Whatever job role you're targeting, be it software engineering, data science, sales, or marketing, if you can get some kind of internship with a company, or if you can get some hands-on project in a virtual environment and add it to your resume, to your LinkedIn profile, in your LinkedIn post, you'll get way more attention from employers. And just think about it, right? When you, if you join such company, or if you go to an interview process, and if you can clearly say that I know Python and I have utilized Python to solve these XYZ business problems, and here is a proof point of my implementation skills, right? And keeping that in mind, we have created two resources for you, okay, that you can utilize. So let me share my screen and I'll give you a quick overview of it. So I'll share my screen really quick. Should be able to see it now. Okay. So simply go to our website. The first thing that I was telling you was, if you can get some internship, right? So under resources, if you go, we have created a tool called Stop OPT Clock. By the way, we initially created this tool to stop OPT clock for all the international students. So all international students, they get 90 days of OPT period in which they have to find a job. There's one way that you can stop your OPT clock and probably get a little bit longer time to find a full-time job is by getting an internship at any of the startup or any company or at any non-profit organization, right? So when you go to resources, you go to Stop OPT Clock, you'll find a list of about 5,400 companies which are active right now, but they don't have a lot of funding. They have not raised like more than seed round, or probably more than like a Series A round. That means founders at these companies are always looking for some people to help, and what they have with them to give you in return is great work experience. And I think as a job seeker, someone who's looking to kick off their career, having some hands-on work experience is the best thing that you can have. So you can simply come to this page, all these 5,400 companies, simply go to their LinkedIn page by clicking on this link. When you go to their LinkedIn page, click on the number of employees that they have. So here for this company, you can see 11 to 50 employees. Simply go there, and I would directly send a connect request to founder, CTO, or someone working in the senior position, right? Simply click on this person, go to their LinkedIn profile, click on more, click on connect, add a note. Add a simple note here. Just say, Hi Singh, I recently graduated from say Duke University with Master of Engineering Management. I'm very passionate about product management, product marketing, or whatever job role you're targeting. I have done XYZ projects on this, and I would love to work with you on some of the problems that you're solving in this area. Can we connect on a quick call? Reach out to people, make a connection with them, and ask for an internship. If they can pay you for this internship, that's great. But if a startup doesn't have that much of fun, and if they offer you an unpaid internship, I would still accept that to gain that work experience. A few months of work with a startup, get that work experience, and then apply to jobs. You will see that difference in recruiters' response and in your confidence as well. Okay, so that is first way of getting hands-on experience. The second way, suppose if you're not able to get in touch with startups, and if they demand like 3 to 4 hours of time, if you get a remote internship or an unpaid internship with them, but you don't have that much of time, you're currently in your school or you've recently graduated, you still want to gain some hands-on work experience. For all software engineering and data science candidates, we have built a projects tool. So right at the top, you'll see an option called projects. You can simply go here and you'll find more than 160 projects in software engineering and data science domain. Okay. So right now we have projects for these 6 roles, which is generative AI. This is in massive, massive demand. Guys, you can simply go to Google and search for like AI talent war, and almost every single tech leader has written about it, that AI talent war going to be the most is going to be the biggest challenge in the future. So get yourself upskilled in generative AI, large language models, or any other open AI models. Okay. We have projects on data analyst, data scientist, software engineer, front end, back end, and full stack developer roles. All these 160 projects, the great thing about these projects is you can do these projects in a virtual cloud lab. When we created this platform, we used to just provide like a high level overview of what type of projects we have, and then you had to do it on your system. But then people had a lot of issues with the processor, with their RAM, with the available libraries installed. That's where we made it in a cloud environment. You can simply click on open sandbox, and you will have your virtual system ready, where you can directly code, get a feedback, and gain work experience. Once you complete this project, we also provide you certificate that you can add to your resume, to your LinkedIn profile, and you can also talk about it in your interviews. Okay. Until now, we were allowing only 2 projects for free, and then for later on, you had to upgrade to premium. But from coming Monday, we are going to make all projects available absolutely free for you. You can come do as many projects as you want. Okay. And I think this would be a great tool that could help you get that work experience. Okay. So that's all about, guys. Feel free to explore it, and we are always open to feedback on this projects platform. If you see that something could be improved, or if you want to see some other feature, feel free to let us know and we'll implement it. Okay. That's all about our projects platform and how you can get a remote internship as well. Okay.
Perfect. All right. Well, we've got our next employer, Catherine. I'm going to go ahead and add Catherine to the stage. Catherine, are you ready? Let's see.
Perfect. I see myself, so that must
Hey
be good.
there, are you with us? Hey, how are you?
I'm well. This is actually really just interesting for me to hear all the different opportunities are out for me to pass along to people as well. That's so cool.
Absolutely. Katie, thank you so much for being here. Katie is with us from California State Lottery. So Katie, I'm sure that a lot of people are familiar with state lottery programs. So can you just tell us a little bit about what you do, how it is working with California State Lottery, and then let's talk about some of the jobs that you have.
Yeah. So I work with the California State Lottery. We are a state of California employer. So what that means is that we are a government agency. The only difference between us and kind of other agencies is that we are not a line item on the budget. We actually produce our own money. So when things get cut or things, we don't come from the general fund. So that's kind of nice. I like to think of us kind of a blend between private and public. So we have money, but without the added stress of what comes with private. So it is a nice blend between the two. Obviously, our mission is for every dollar we get, 95 cents goes actually back into public education. I think at this point we've hit $1 billion that we've given back. And it goes through kindergarten all the way through college, actually. So I thought when I originally started, went through 12th grade, but actually universities and colleges can also ask for money as well. So that's kind of a neat part about what we do. And the nice part is everyone that kind of knows who we are. So that lends itself really well when you're a state agency and people don't know what you do. So this is kind of nice. It's a nice thing because people actually know who we are. So that's a little bit about who we are. Our agency is considered a mid-size. So we have 1,000 employees. Majority of them, meaning half, is about sales and marketing, obviously, because we sell a product in a very unconventional state way. We're not the thing you have to buy. So we're not your registration. It's actually a product that people can buy for fun. So that's majority of what our sales are made up of. And then I like to call everything kind of the support staff. So you have your human resources, you have your executive branch, you have your finance branch, IT, basically everything to support the main job, which is ultimately your sales and marketing team. Can kind of do what they do. My role, I like to consider myself kind of the cruise director, not necessarily the captain. I don't hire anybody. I am just here to guide, to get people to learn how to do our application process because we are a government agency. The application process is always a bear. So that part, it's like once you figure it out, and I can partner with anybody on how to do that, then at that point, there's a lot of opportunity. So even if it's not with the lottery, it's still within the state of California. So there's plenty of opportunity out there for anybody. Obviously, with the caveat, you do have to live within the state of California. That is the rules that we have to play by. So that's one of the things I think I should mention. And so currently, when I sent everything in, so our jobs are constantly rolling in. So as they come up on CalCareers is where everyone would need to go to actually apply for a position. They drop in as we're going along. So like right now, the district sales rep just came up for Santa Clara County. It's kind of a neat position because it is a sales position and you do get commission, but it's one of the only products where there's no competing product. So it's not like you're trying to find shelf space or merchandising space. It's kind of an interesting, it's an interesting product to sell. It pretty much sells itself. And you just work with any place you see where the lottery sign is. That means that there was a sales rep that went there, built that partnership, and put the products, maintains the products within the store. Marketing is the people who make all the games that they play, which is kind of neat. We do have warehouses that distribute it. And the whole infrastructure that goes into it. We do have IT openings as well, senior project manager and a project manager, obviously with differing levels of experience. One goes from 4 years, and I believe the other one is 7 years of experience in an IT project manager role.
Okay.
And those ones, and I always say our IT is kind of a two-prong approach. So you have your support system that supports the users like me, the normal people, and then you also have a gambling system that it has to talk to. So we are, I want to say, one of the only people in the whole entire state that have a gaming IT branch because of what we do, which is kind of neat. I like to think that we're probably the most progressive, and I say that in air quotes because there are more progressive, like obviously IT out there, but as far as the state goes, I have to say that we're pretty up there.
Right.
When it comes to like what we do and who we serve and all of that. So it's kind of it's a neat place to be. I like the culture, the people, and I know our IT people, we get a lot of people from other agencies who come over and very happy, which says a lot. I think when you're in
It does. It absolutely does. My next question to you is going to be for you to tell me what your favorite thing is about working with California State Lottery. So you kind of hit on some of those. But can you tell us if, Katie, do you have any advice for someone that may be considering putting in an application for California State Lottery?
Yeah. So when you go on, everything will be accepted via CalCareers. So it's different. So I can't take resumes and pass them along. If I could, it would make everything so much faster and quick. Like it's so much easier on everyone. So, but you do have to go through CalCareers. Everything requires an assessment or an exam. I hate using that word because it sounds a lot more ominous. It's just an assessment of your skills. So you're rating you against you. So it's how you feel. I've heard from other IT managers that you need to be a little generous with it. Don't short sell yourself, because there are people who rate themselves lower than they should be because they're taking it very literal. You still have to apply for the job and obviously show your skill set. So taking the assessment, just being a little bit generous with that is important. And then once you pass the exam, it'll tell you right away. Then you're able to apply for the open position, and just making sure that you tailor your state application and any other corresponding documents for the actual job you're applying for, not kind of the one size fits all approach. That's probably, I think, just generally, I think in the job world these days, just making sure that you're paying attention to the job that you're applying for, and not using that one size fits all resume approach.
Absolutely. Thank you. Aditya, any additional questions for Katie?
I think we're good. Katie, if you can talk a little bit more about the support that people get, right, when they join the company. And I assume it's only for people who are based out of California, right? So is it an on-site position or is it a hybrid position?
That's the tricky part. So because we obviously fall under the governor, there's been an order to come back for 2 days a week originally. I like to think of the California State Lottery. It's kind of like you have parents, but if your parents aren't funding your lifestyle, then they're more of you listen to them and respect them, but you don't necessarily have to do what they say. So we're kind of in that position. So we're waiting to kind of figure out how we're going to navigate that. But I've been at home for 4 years. And so majority of our IT roles, because they are so specialty, that you can't require people, you can't assume that everyone's going to be in Sacramento, California. It's crazy. It's ignorant to think that. So I'm hoping that won't be the case. And I'm hoping we can continue this, remote work that goes on. Most state positions have a probation period, usually depending on where you're at, between 6 months and a year. And they do have to have 3 probation reports, depending on that timeline. They go through and they just evaluate where you're at, how you're doing. Once you're out of probation, because it is a it's a state job. You're pretty much, that's it. You're a permanent employee. And then as far as roles or how they work, each position has its own program that's associated with it. So I wouldn't be able to speak directly to how people are kind of thrust into it. I know that the expectation is, obviously there's a learning curve involved in everything whenever you're using new systems and things like that. So I do know that that's definitely established. One of the nice things is that if you do want to move up or you want to change positions, you don't necessarily have to wait for Bob to retire for you to move up. You can just move to a different agency and your state service follows you. So that part is really nice. And another really strange benefit that I think only the state of California has is we have return rights. So if I moved up to a manager position and I get there and I'm like, oh, this is not going to work. Either they don't like me, I don't like them, something's not working. It's just not what we thought. I have return rights to my position while I'm in probation, which is, I don't know any other place on the planet that does that. And it's a weird benefit, but it's a good one at the same time, because it does allow you that flexibility to try different things.
It does.
Another question, which I don't know if it's a right fit for you or not, but I think all the positions under state government companies, so is California State Lottery eligible for H-1B cap exempt position? Right, people who are international candidates in California, do you also hire them on H-1B cap exempt and not just H-1B?
We don't have the ability to sponsor, and I don't know if that falls under that. And I wish we did, because I've met some of the brightest, brightest people who require sponsorships. So that unfortunately we do not have the capacity to do it. It doesn't mean that other state agencies don't. I just know that we can't.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I hope that changes someday, though.
Yeah. So we connected with like a few companies that run like state or the federal government, right? They do not provide H-1B visa sponsorship, but they do provide H-1B cap exempt, because cap exempt does not require you to go through a lottery, and it's just a simple application. And it's mostly true for the state and the federal government companies. Not everyone, but I've seen a lot of them. So I mean, I can follow up with you on that.
Yeah, if you could, that would be wonderful. Because, like I said, I've met some of just the brightest people, and it like breaks my heart. And I'm like, I would love to be able to have somebody like that come on. It would be awesome.
Absolutely. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for sharing the open position, for the opportunity. And as we discussed with all other our previous employers as well, we'll be collecting application. We'll also be sharing the career page of California State Lottery. People will be applying there. And we'll be getting back to you by mid next week.
All right, perfect.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
That's so interesting. Those are some interesting perks.
Companies that come under state and the federal government, they have some really, really amazing benefits.
Mm-hmm.
I was hesitant to ask one question, but it's like there are no layoffs in those companies as well. Like most of them, like it does not exist. So one of my very good friend, she works at one of the federal government companies, and she's never worried about layoffs. Like whatever's going on in the market, she's never going to get laid off. That's a very good thing to have. Honestly, I wish every company has that superpower, and hopefully in the future.
That's funny.
Okay, so there were a few questions in the chat box related to our projects platform. So guys, as I mentioned, that all of the that we are changing our projects platform approach. Instead of just providing you 2 free projects, our objective is to provide you access of all free projects, right? So 160 projects, you can access one or probably all 160 of them without taking a premium account. Only if you need like a live AI assistant feature where a real AI mentor will be teaching you at every step, then only you need to take premium subscription, because AI mentor, basically we have built it using large language models. So every time you use it, there is some cost that goes to it. That's only when you'll be paying for the premium. But for all 160 projects you want to do it, you'll be able to do it absolutely free of cost. Some of you may not be able to access more than 2 projects right now, because we plan to implement it from early next week. So please wait until early next week, and you'll be able to do all projects for free of cost. Okay, cool. There were a few questions related to our job search accelerator program as well. So guys, so some of the people asked that they are currently based out of Canada or India, and they need help with a full-time job search. Right now, we are only able to help people who are physically located in the United States. You can be on F1, OPT, STEM OPT, H-1B. You can be a green card, US citizen. We should be able to help you out. But if you're currently based outside of the United States, we won't be able to help you. Again, to apply to our job search accelerator program, you simply need to go to our website, or let me put up a link on the screen for everyone. If I can, let me do that really quick. You can simply go to highcounselor.com/apply, and I'm just putting it on screen for everyone. If you want to apply to our career accelerator program, where we help you with end-to-end job search, you can simply go to this link, fill out the application. Within 24 to 48 hours, we'll get back to you with our decision, and we'll do a one-on-one interview call. And based on that interview, we'll let you know our decision. I saw someone posting that High Counselor rejected me because of not having work experience into their career accelerator program. So work experience is not the sole reason. The objective is that we identify whether we are also a right fit for you or not. So last year, we took the approach of accepting many candidates, even a lot of candidates with not a very relevant background. And that's where we identified that probably we are not the right fit. right? So whenever we now come across a candidate who has almost zero experience, without any internship, without any projects, we recommend candidates to first get some kind of hands-on experience, either through projects, either through remote internship, virtual internship, and then they come back again to us, right? So that we could be able to help you. So please pardon us if we are unable to accept you in the program, but we are trying our best to help as many candidates as possible. Okay. Okay, there was another question related to our upcoming cohort. So it starts every 2 weeks. I think our next cohort starts from
It's
first to
May
fifth.
6th.
It's May 6th. Right. You can apply now, right? And we'll have a good 2 weeks of time to evaluate your application, to connect with you, and then we'll get started with you.
And if you want more info, feel free to join me on Tuesdays at our info session or Thursdays with our co-founder and president, Ronnie. So he'll host those on Thursdays and I'll be there Tuesday. So happy to share any information with you, answer any questions that you may have about the Career Accelerator program, and how we can partner together on your job search.
Absolutely. Let me show that to you really quick again. So you can simply go to our website. Right over here, you'll find a button called Apply to Upcoming Cohort. You can click on this application called Start Application, fill out this thing, and we'll get back to you for a one-on-one interview. As Kinsley mentioned about our info session, so you can simply click on Sign Up for our info session and pick one of the date that works for you. It's every Tuesday and Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay. For all the job fair positions and the employers, you can simply go to resources, virtual job fair, job openings, and participating companies. Kinsley, next time we'll have this link right at the top so that we don't have to go like 3 steps down, right?
Make it so easy for everyone. Why would we make people search?
Absolutely. Sometimes we make things absolutely difficult, right? For no reason.
For
So
no reason.
yes, we'll keep in mind, guys, and next time you'll go to website and you'll find as the first option on the homepage. Okay, at least for the job fair day.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take a few more questions that are in the chat box. Can you also help me if I'm on H4EAD? Yes, H4EAD works absolutely perfect. Can I pay you $5,000 to find a job for me? Okay, so again, apply to our program, right? The cost structure is same for everyone. So that's how we'll proceed. Why have you made job projects platform free of cost? Well, what we realized is that we are now partnering with a lot of employers across the world so that they can post their projects, and on those projects a lot of candidates, they can attempt those projects, and whoever rank in like the top category, like top 30-50 candidates, we plan to share their profile with the employers and we will get paid by the employers. So now if we are getting paid by the employers, we don't need to charge you. Okay, so that's why attempt as many projects as you want, and hopefully in the next
for you.
yes, so hopefully in the next 3 to 4 weeks we'll come up with our very first employer who will be hiring based on your performance in that particular project. So we'll let you know about that. Okay, do you have any roles in cybersecurity field? I think one of the participating companies have, so you can go to that link and search for this. Personally, at High Counselor, we do not provide career accelerator program for cybersecurity role. Okay, a lot of people are networking here as well, which is great.
I know, I love that. We also had someone say that the website isn't working, and so that may be something that y'all are crashing the website. So don't worry, everyone. You don't have to run over there right now, but it will be back up and running.
Yep. Dhruvam says candidate needs support only when they have no experience or negligible experience. Absolutely right, Dhruvam. Our approach is that if you have absolutely zero experience, utilize project platform, get some experience or get some internship, right? With the process that I explained. Trust me, when you have some hands-on experience, people will have a lot of reasons to invite you for the interview call. Okay. And by the way, we did a session, I think, Kinsley, a week ago with a mentor. His name is Rajshekhar Prabhakar. He is a data science leader at ServiceLink, which is a Fortune 500 company. And Raj comes from tier 3 college or university back in India, but still he landed into Carnegie Mellon University, which is an Ivy League university, for his master's degree. And he told me that the reason he landed into Carnegie Mellon because during his undergrad degree, he completed 30 hands-on projects.
Wow.
He participated in many competitions, right? Which made him stand out from many other applicants, got into Carnegie Mellon, and eventually landed at ServiceLink. So no matter where you are, whether you have experience or not, start getting some hands-on projects experience, you'll be all good. Okay, a quick question by Jean Emmanuel. How do we input our personal projects in a job application? Do you input as experience? If yes, what is the format? Title, project title, description? That's a great question. So, I would recommend you to put, say, if you have absolutely zero hands-on work experience, think about adding your project experience as a student consultant. For example, when I studied at Duke University, I worked on a product marketing project, but this project came under Consulting Club of Duke. So I added the title of that particular experience as Duke University Consulting Club. My job title was student consultant, and then I added 3 bullet points under that. You know, add it in a similar format on your LinkedIn as well, because if you add all of your projects under project section, then your work experience section will be absolutely blank. Okay, so you can always add as in student intern or student consultant, and it would work absolutely fine. Okay, any interesting question, Kinsley, that you can see that you want to cover?
I am going to share the LinkedIn's for some of our employers. I know you guys are asking about that, so I'm going to get that in the chat box in just a second. But I think we've covered it. We're rocking and rolling.
A few questions. Naveen says, "Are you dealing with Canadians? We love Canadians, but Career Accelerator program is not for Canadians. But you can utilize our projects platform."
All right. So here is, let's see, I've got the LinkedIn accounts for our guests. So that's in the chat box. So feel free to connect with them. Let's see.
Kinsley, someone writing great things about you.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Okay. Do you guys support supply chain as well? Sign not at this point. Supply chain is not our expertise. Okay. Any suggestion for an internship of UX designer or researcher with a career shift from filmmaking? Vaishnavi, as I said, you can simply go to our website under resources. There is a tool called Stop OPT Clock. I think you can find a lot of startups over there. And I think almost every early stage startup would require a US designer. Also, if you can just message me on LinkedIn, I think I came across a founder. He started a company to connect UX designers with the opportunities available at different companies. I don't exactly remember his company name, but his first name was Aditya. That's why I remember him. So happy to share his company website with you. So just text me on LinkedIn. Okay. What else? What's the good way to sell yourself on a resume? Jacqueline, I think putting your real world project experience and getting recommendations on your LinkedIn profile, that's a pretty good way. I always recommend people to reach out to your previous managers, right, professors, and ask them to write a recommendation on your LinkedIn. 76% of the employers, they always check your LinkedIn profile, and trust me, when you have a feedback from your direct reporting manager, it makes a lot of difference. Okay.
Someone asked about STEM extension, and that is, you cannot stop STEM OPT extension with, or the STEM extension with an internship. So that does need to be a paid experience. So just keep that in mind.
Absolutely. Paid job that is paying you as per like market rate, and that should be more than 20 hours per week. Okay. Dhruvam says, I have a question about payment. It mentioned 10,000 with 9% monthly. Is that 9% payment until you pay 10,000, the whole 10,000 amount? Yes,
Yep.
Dhruvam, that is exactly true. Okay.
Love the way you worded that.
What else? Let's see. Prashant says, hi Aditya, my H1B is selected and after my contract ended by end of March, my employer said he will not proceed with the H1B and he won't help me with the processing of H1B and also told to look for another firm as current consultancy in is about to close. Okay. Prashant, I understand this is a very, very tricky situation. Like as per my understanding and knowledge, and actually I came across a very similar scenario in the past. You need to stay with the employer who filed for your H1B application at least until October 1. So your current employer must file for your H1B application and they must employ you on their payroll until October 1 as well. In some of the cases, again, this is a case to case basis, but in some scenarios, I've seen where in this duration between March and October, if a new employer filed for your H1B transfer, okay, before October 1, your H1B can be successfully transferred. But I mean, when you search online, you'll find a lot of different answers where people would say that if you transfer your H1B before October 1, it is not going to be approved, and a lot of similar things. But personally, I've seen two cases in which people got successful approval uh, in this duration. What I would recommend you is start finding a job, another consultancy firm, or just any other job, right? Any other legit job, say at a product company, and just tell them that you are already picked up in the lottery, and if they can transfer your H1B, that's great. So it's a little bit of luck where because a lot of employers may not want to take this chance, but if you find one company who's willing to support you, you'll be all good. Okay. Okay, and try Capgemini. So one the case that I'm telling you about, this guy actually landed a job at Capgemini. He asked Capgemini, they filed his transfer petition. It got approved, and he successfully navigated that scenario. Okay, I hope that's helpful. Also, there is one website called justanswers.com. By the way, I'm not in any way associated with them, but I've used them in past. They provide you immigration attorneys who can help you answer these questions. Or also, we recently did a seminar with an immigration attorney. Her name is Solmaz uh, Taghavi. You can just text me on LinkedIn and I'll share her LinkedIn profile. She's also great at with all the immigration related questions. Okay. Is there any internship job opening in software engineering field on your site? Yes, I don't think we have any internship openings on our website. What else? I think we have covered everything. Like, there's one more question. I graduated from Northeastern University. I'm looking for full-time opportunity as a product designer and software designer. So do you have roles related to it? I think in today's job fair, if you go to the job openings page, there are a few positions in UI UX as well as software engineer. So do check out for those positions. Okay. Yes, I think, yeah, a lot of interesting questions.
I know. Thank y'all so much for joining us today and asking awesome questions. Truly.
Absolutely. Okay, well, thank you so much, everyone. Thanks a lot, Kinsley, for hosting this job fair again. It's
Of
always
course.
fun, right, guys? One thing before we wrap up this session, and I absolutely forgot. So if you can see, there is a QR code coming over here. So we have a Discord community where there are more than 3,000 people. Yeah, thanks, Kinsley, for doing this. Okay, so you can simply scan this QR code to join our Discord community. Again, it's free. You can go find more than 3,000 people over there discussing about software engineering, data science, product management, sales, many other job roles. There are many professionals out there as well, right? So it's always good to be in part of that community. If you have any question, concern, you can post it over there. We try to answer your questions like a few times a week. Okay, so join this Discord community. It will be very, very helpful for you. And sorry, I forgot to mention about it early in this seminar. Okay, so here we are back.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Well, thank y'all so much for joining us. Thank you for sticking around with us for the last hour and a half. I hope that this was beneficial for you all. It's always a great time for us. So thank you. Aditya, any closing words?
Absolutely, we are all good. Thanks everyone for joining. And in job search process, just stay there, network as much as you can. It's a numbers game, and you have everything that is required to get a job. It's just that the market is tough. That's all, right? So don't blame yourself. Okay, just put your hard work.
Yep. Thank you,
Cool.
guys. We'll see y'all next time.
Absolutely. Bye, everyone.
Bye.